Hello, Joby here with another scuffed video. I couldn't find any guides on how to run solo Mage hand with the Tumeken shadow on YouTube. The best I could find was some short clips of someone using a seer scroll on Discord to show the method, but it wasn't really effective in teaching me the method and left a lot to be desired. So I'm here to show you some tile markers, the 12-0 and 8-1 cycles, and just in general, hopefully make this somewhat complex and non-intuitive maging method make a little bit more sense, so that you can start using Tumeken Shadow more effectively at solo chambers. You can see on the screen I've paused a video, and you can see some important tile markers in blue. You can ignore the tiles that aren't blue for the most part. It's also worth noting that you should probably know how to mage run with a 4-tick weapon like a Sang Staff or Trident before attempting to learn this method, or else you're just going to be making it harder on yourself. When you're using the shadow at solo chambers, the method that you use depends on the side of the Olm chamber that Olm rises. This is important. If he rises on the west, you will do this 12-0 cycle, and you will use these 4 tile markers that I'm circling with my mouse, along with this tile down here by the west side mage hand that describes the 12-0 cycle. That'll make sense in a second. If he rises on the east, like shown here in this pause video, you're going to do the 8-1 cycle. And you'll use these 2 tile markers here, along with the tile that I have marked by the east side mage hand that describes the 8-1 cycle. Alright, so now I'm actually going to play the video. I'm finishing up the melee hand here. It's within 1 shot, so I'm going to transition to my mage gear. I'm going to start attacking the mage hand. I realize I can, I'm going to pause it here so that I don't have to talk that fast, but I realized that by running all the way to the left here I can avoid taking a gnome hit, so I did. This isn't super important to the method. This is just what I chose to do in the video, so don't worry too much about what you're seeing on screen just yet. So I'm going to start running back this way. And now what I need to do is I need to get in this cycle that's described by the tile that I have marked by the mage hand here. So the cycle is 1, and then LR stands for long range, and then tank is obviously you're going to take a hit, and you repeat that. So 1 corresponds to this 1 tile, and then the LR corresponds to this LR tile. I mean, you could really long range from any of these tiles, but I do it here just for consistency's sake. And then tank is just kind of what it sounds like. You're just going to tank a hit as you move from over here on the right to the middle. So the way that you get into this cycle is imagine you're mage running with a 4-tick weapon like a Sang, and you have to time it so that you click on the mage hand on the same tick, or I guess 1 tick before Olm is going to look over to the right, so that you start running at the same time that Olm starts looking. That way you beat him to the middle and you never take a hit. So the timing is the same if you're trying to get into the cycle, the 8-1 cycle starting on this 1 here. Except for instead of clicking on the hand, you're going to click on 1 and then on the hand. And that's going to drag you in from the 1 tile, and you're eventually going to make your way here, just like the method that sometimes people use, that like with a 4-tick weapon, whenever you're maging 1 tick behind Olm. Kind of the same idea. So you can see that, I'll replay this real quick for you guys. So Olm is going to turn on this next tick here. So Olm just turned. So I just clicked here, the next tick Olm is going to turn, and then I'm going to click 1 and then click the hand. So 1, the hand, see, by attacking the hand I got dragged to this tile, and by doing so I can make it all the way to the left middle before Olm's going to attack me. So that was 1. That's 1 part of the cycle, and that's described by this 1 on the tile marker, just as kind of like a reminder. So the next is LR, and that's long range. So Olm's going to look to the left, and then I'm going to make my way over here to this row of tiles, and I'm going to long range the mage hand. And then as soon as I get that XP drop on the long range, I'm going to run to the middle here. So change to long range, click the hand, so as soon as I get the XP drop, I run. So that's the second part of the cycle. That was the LR part of the cycle. Now the next part of the cycle is the tank part. So I'm going to run back over here, and I want to get the Olm head to turn, and then I attack here, and I am going to tank a hit here. And then the cycle repeats. So I'm just going to kind of let this play out. So we're back to 1 now, so I click 1, click the hand. That's the 1 part of the cycle. And then this next part is the long range part of the cycle, so you got to make sure you turn it on long range. Make sure you turn it back to accurate. And then the next is tank. And it's just that over and over and over again. Alright, so now let's talk about the 12 to 0 cycle. So you can see Olm is on the west side, and I'm using these 4 tiles here now, and the cycle is described, I'm going to forward this video a little bit, by this longer series of things. So long range still stands for long range. When I say 2, I mean that I'm going to click the mage hand when I am on the tile 2 here. When I say pull, I mean that I'm going to click the mage hand when I'm on this far right row of tiles, and pull is pretty much like the traditional like 4-tick mage running that you might be used to doing with like Sang Staff or Trident or something like that. You just want to click click the mage hand like 1 tick before Olm starts looking to the right, so that you attack and Olm looks to the right on the same tick, and you can make it all the way to the left middle without Olm ever seeing you. So pull is just the traditional 4-tick mage running method where you just time it so that you get pulled off this tile at the same time that Olm looks to the right to avoid the attack. So that's a little bit different from the 8 to 1 cycle, because the 8 to 1 cycle you never do that pull, you just do 1 long range and tank. But anyways, so after pull is 3, and then after 3 is 1, and then it repeats. So the numbers are just like the tile here that I'm going to be on when I click to attack the mage hand. So I'm going to let this play out. So Olm will just look to the center, my Sang Staff just went off, and I'm running to the right here, and then I need to leave that far right row. I need to leave this far right row on the same tick that Olm starts looking to the right, and I need to run along these tiles 1, 2, and 3, and then click Olm's hand as soon as my shadow is off cooldown. So we're going to click on 2, and then we need to, so clicking on 2 drags you here where my character appears to be right now, and then you still need to manually click to the left. So that's true for tiles 1 and 2, but not 3, because 3 will drag you here. But this all makes sense. Like if you're used to just doing regular mage running, this should kind of make some sense to you. So I'm going to play the video out and just kind of talk about it still. So I did the last cycle I pulled myself in on 2. So the next I'm going to forward a little bit so you can see past the XP drop. But after 2 comes pull. So this is just the traditional mage run, where I'm going to pull myself in and run. And then after that's 3. So I just need to be on 3 when I click to attack. And the next one is 1. So I'm going to click on 1, then the mage hand, and then over to pull myself to the left. And then after that it's long range. Make sure you put your staff back on accurate. And then after that it's 2. And I think I thought the hand was dead there or something like that. Or no, I actually almost reset. But let me replay this again for you so you can watch it without me pausing it and stuff. Here we go. Okay. It's easy to mess up the timing because you are juggling a 4-tick Olm cycle and a 5-tick of your shadow in your head. Like I messed it up here at the beginning. I didn't show you that before, but I'm just replaying the clip. Just get the head turning and try to get yourself into cycle. And you'll mess up a lot, but you'll eventually get used to it. So there's 2. I know I'm in cycle. After 2 comes pull. So pull is just I'm going to pull myself off this, which is a regular shot, just like a typical mage run. So after pull comes 3. So I know I'm going to click on that 3. After 3 comes 1. So I know I'm going to click on the mage hand when I'm on tile 1. After 1 comes long range. So I'm going to make sure I go on long range. Sorry about the dogs. And then after that's 2, but yeah, I'm done with the hand, so. Alright, so hopefully that helped. I'm not really the best teacher in the world, but there's not really many videos on this out there. Just hopefully being able to watch me do it, even though I made some mistakes and all that, will help you out. And hopefully you can start using the shadow at the solo Olm mage hand a bit. Good luck out there, guys, and have fun. If you got any questions, drop them in the comments, and I can try to do my best to explain to you, any questions you might have. So thanks for watching, and good luck.